Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome back as I continue through my top 100 games of all time as of 21 years ago in 2005. And I'm just taking a look at those games and what I think about them today, where they are, why they were on my list back then, are they still on my list now, which for the most part is not quite so much, but things change over 21 years. But I still have a lot of nostalgia for many of these games. So let's just jump right into it. And we're going to start here with Fortress America. So today we're at number 70. So Fortress America. Now, this is one of the most iconic box covers. I love this game. I played it as a kid. I remember very distinctly, this one means a lot to me, where a friend of my father's said, "This is sitting around my house. I don't know what to do with it." Gave it to me, and I was like, a game where you're defending America against everyone evil just sounded so fascinating to me. And Saddam Hussein is on the cover. So there was a lot of cool things about it. They remade it several years later. This is the Fantasy Flight version, which I'm not opposed to that this version exists here, but I'm okay with the original version of this. This is not on my list. It lasted on my list till 2012, where it dropped off at 92. But it's still a game that I played so much as a kid. I actually learned this before Axis and Allies, and I taught Axis and Allies. I think that's okay, that's cool. Fortress America is where it's at. I love the hover jets, the hover tanks. I love the jets. I love the lasers. I love that America gets squashed at the beginning, fought back. It was just very much a teenager enjoyment thing. I still like it. It's a little long. There are some issues that, like the one, you don't want to be the red team coming in. They're just going to get plastered across the board. But a lot of fun memories of this game. Next we have, this is called Nightmare Productions, but the original copy that I bought from a little game store in Korea was Traumfabrik. This is from Reiner Knizia. It was remade several times, Dream Factory, Hollywood Productions. In fact, I think it's funny here. It's like re-implemented by Silver Screen. And so Silver Screen's a little card game that Knizia made. But the actual latest re-implementation is the one shown here, which is Nightmare Productions. Now, this is a game that I like a lot. It is currently 127 on my list. But it was in the top 100 till, I think, in 2024, it briefly showed up at 60. This is a game where you're making movies, but there's more to it than that. The idea here, I'm a big fan of making movies and putting actors in movies that don't belong. It was done with, Silver Screen stuff that was all legit. Then some of the other ones, Dream Factory used parody names. I pasted my copy up and put in modern names so you could have Jim Carrey starring in To Kill a Mockingbird or what have you. They were just funny things like that. But the actual game itself is really good, where it's a closed auction, so every auction you win, that money is split between everybody else. Nightmare Productions does the same thing. It's just all basically horror movies. But it's a really good game by Reiner Knizia. Number 68 was Pueblo. Now, this is the newest version. The version I was talking about back then is this one here. Pueblo is a game that comes with blocks. These blocks here, they're all the exact same shape. And you are building these blocks on a board and then moving this person around the outside. And if they see your color, that's bad. It gives you points. You don't want points. So you're trying to use the neutral blocks, these tan ones, to cover up your color. This is a game, I remember the original box was a weird size. It's been remade a couple times now. I think Plate has made a little version of it. Mojito Studios made an error-filled version of it. If I was going to get one, I would probably get the original one. I still think this is an enjoyable game. The last time it was in my top 100 was in 2010, where it was at 125. But it's still a really intriguing game. And if I saw people playing as a convention, I would definitely want to sit down and play it. Maybe less so with the next game, Java. Now, Java's from a trilogy called the Mask Trilogy. There was Tikal, Mexica, and Java. Now, Java, which had a bunch of tiles. You can see these tiles being placed on the board here. And at the time, I thought these tiles are nice and thick. They're a little bit less thick now. This was remade as Cuzco from Super Meeple, and this is a seriously AP-prone game. You get 10 action points in your turn. You are putting out these areas on the board, trying to move your people and control them and build temples and have parties and things like that. There's a lot going on. I like it. It hasn't been on my list since 2010, where it was 125, and that's the last we saw of it. I don't think it would be as high now. The possibility for analysis paralysis is so high in this game. But I do like that the freedom was there. I'm like, there's millions of things you can do. Sure there is. And that's what makes the game go so slow. But I do like it. Then my number 66, I'm sorry, Java was, I said 125 and 210. That was Pueblo. 133 was the last time we saw it in 2009. Then we see the next game is still on my top 100. Barely. It's at 99 now, but then it was 66. This is Star Wars Queen's Gambit. I very much remember the first time I saw this. I was at a mall with my family. We were saying goodbye because we were going to Korea. And we stopped in a game store, and they had this set up here. And I was just like, what is this game? It was amazing. Miniatures. This was beat for beat. It's the ending of Star Wars Episode 1. The fight on Naboo, the big battlefield fight, the fight in the throne room, the lightsaber duel, the dual fates and playing in the background in your head, and then Anakin trying to, stop all the droids. And it has all that. This is such a fantastic game. So sad to see this one has never really been reprinted. They did a sort of a reprinting of it there's a game called Risk Star Wars, which is not Risk. It's more like this game, but it's a much neutered, smaller, simpler version of it. I love this game a lot. If you like Star Wars at all, this game is just a lot of fun. It's very simple, but I enjoy it. It was on my list till 2015 at number 69 and then kind of fell off, but it's back because, again, this is one that I will still gladly play. Number 65 will probably never come back to my list, and this is Way Out West. So why was this on my list? I mean, now I give it a 6. Because Way Out West was a worker placement game. Now, I know this is hard to imagine in the year 2026, but in 2005, there was little to no worker placement games, and the idea of a worker placement game just fascinated me. I can go to an area, and nobody else can go there. What a neat concept. I get to take that action, and you have to wait till my guy comes off. And there was a little bit of Western-themed game here from Mart Wallace. This was a really cool game. It was ahead of its time. Does it hold up now? Not particularly. This was on my list till, 2009, actually. It was 170. But it might not even be in my top 1,000 games now. But you got to give it props. And the only reason it's knocked off the list is just because now there's hundreds of worker placement games. But for a while, this one was it. This and Kalis, I think. And I really liked Way Out West. My number 64 is Garden Competition. You say, Tom, I never heard of this. You're right. No one did. This is on my list till 2010, where it was 114. And this is a game where you were planting gardens you were planting flowers in your garden and also trying to get rid of weeds, or maybe spread those weeds to your neighbors, paying people to cut your grass. Garden Competition came out too early. By that, I mean, if it came out now, it'd be a Kickstarter. It'd be a wonderful little production, an indie company, Toccata Games. They redid it later on. This is actually the new version. I don't remember I don't see the original box here, but this is the nice version of the box. But I like the concept. I like the theme. I like the idea. Now, it's faded off my memory. I don't even know where you could find a copy anymore. But yeah, I liked finding little games like this, and at the time, and Garden Competition was fun. Number 63 is Santiago. Now, that's a kind of cool-looking cover for Santiago. This is the original cover of the one I bought. This was on my list just this year and the following year. It was 87 and then fell off. Santiago, let me look at this new cover. I haven't seen that. That is one funky cover. Weird. I don't know if I love that cover. Anyhow, Santiago, the board itself, is a game in which you have all these crops and there's canals connecting them. And it was the Euro-iest of Euro games. And I got to be honest, it's probably been 18 years since I played this game. So it's been a long time since I played it. I might like it now. I might not. But it definitely has faded off my memory, and I'm not 100% sure why. The concept of moving water to plants is good. I've seen it done in several other games. But this is one that I don't think much about now at all for whatever reason. That is not the case with the next two games, we have Ra. So Ra here is, everyone knows Ra. Ra was on my list there at 62. It is 51 today. I will say this, though. It slid down the list till 2009 where it fell off. It was 229, and then it kind of fell off my list. And then it came back a few years ago because the new version from 25th Century made it immensely playable. It wasn't that the original one wasn't playable. It was a good auction game, and it just kind of faded off my radar for a while. But this game, an auction game, another Reiner Knizia game. This is 2 Reiner Knizia games in this top 10 I had, and more. Another one is coming just a second. But this one has really stood the test of time. The 25th Century has done a remarkable bringing it back into the public eye. It's very taut, very fun to try to bid for these different things. You're only going to win 3 auctions per era, so you better make them count. There's a lot of cool things. I like it a lot. Ra. And then number 61 in 2005. It is 43 today. I've already said it's a Reiner Knizia game. This is Amun-Re. This was the original box cover of it. And nowadays, there is a much nicer version from Super Meeple. Super Meeple has made several of the games that I talked about on my list today. They made this one. They made Santiago, I believe. They did Java. Super Meeple makes really nice productions of these older games. And this one is no different. In this game, you are bidding. And one of the things I liked about the bidding in this game is you bid a specific amount, and then someone has to outbid you a specific amount. It's not, I'll bid 11, 12, 13, 14. And that bidding, which we've seen in a lot of different games, is a really good way of doing that. And you're bidding and trying to build these pyramids. Each of the areas on the board gives you special abilities, drawing cards, points in various ways. And then halfway through the game, the board is wiped of players. The pyramids and stuff remains. And then we start that bidding all over again in a second era. It's phenomenal. The new version, especially with the Gods expansion, adds a lot to the game, and I think it really has stood the test of time. It was on my top 100 to 2010, where it dropped off. It was 92, then it fell off the top 100, but it's back. It's back and with a vengeance. It's in my top 50 now, like I said, at 43, so I'm very happy with that. So there you go, folks. Those are some games that I really enjoyed 21 years ago. I still play most of them today. The only one here on today's list is Santiago and Garden Competition and Way Out West. Those 3. Way Out West because other games have surpassed it. Garden Competition because it just got lost in the weeds. And Santiago, probably because it doesn't look great. So those 3 I haven't played in a long time. Ra and Amun-Re I played in the last year. Star Wars Queen's Gambit I played in the last year. Java, it's been a few years since I played Cusco, which is the follow-up. Pueblo, I think I played in the last year. Hollywood Blockbuster, I played Nightmare Productions. Fortress America, it's been a few years since I played Fortress America, but the playings of that are so strong that one sticks with me. Anyway, those are 10 more games. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel, and I want to say thank you to some of our GameFound supporters. I want to say thank you to Karsten Oppitz, the Beans and Dice community, Pietro from Istanbul, and Frank Paschini. Thank you all for supporting the Dice Tower. Thank you all for watching. Hey, thanks for watching another video here on the Dice Tower. We really appreciate you stopping by and checking our things out. Thanks so much for joining us today. And hey, if you really like what we're doing here at the Dice Tower, then there are different ways to support the Dice Tower. One of those ways is through Patreon. We have links in the description to this video, and we have links to lots of other things we do down there, so definitely check it out. But either way, we're glad you watched us. Tell your friends about the Dice Tower. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vasel, and I hope you enjoyed this video.